Soil testing is a very crucial component of managing our land and making sure that we have everything in balance to achieve optimum growth and to get the most out of the land we own. My name is David Youngquist. I'm a certified crop advisor and agronomist for Skagit Farmers Supply here in the Pacific Northwest. Soil testing is important to make sure that we get optimum growth out of our land. It's also important to make sure that we balance our soil so that we get the most out of it. So I'd like to share with you a few points about soil testing. First off, we carry soil test kits at all of our country stores with simple instructions and a prepaid envelope to send your sample to the lab. Now, there are home test kits. Now, home test kits are fine for spot checking certain areas, but I like to make sure we get an actual lab soil test every 3 to 5 years on our pasture, garden, or field. So, some of the basic tools necessary for taking a soil sample are making sure that you've got a clean bucket, a clean mixing scoop, and preferably a soil probe. If you do not have a soil probe, it's sufficient to use a shovel and to spade out about an 8-inch long by 1-inch spade chunk. You would put about 10 of those in your bucket, chop them up, and make a homogeneous sample out of that. So what we require to sample soil is about a pint to a cup of soil. I recommend that you take at least 10 representative cores, so make sure that you stay out of low areas that are not representative, or maybe areas where there is lots of winter feeding and lots of extra manure go on. They're not going to be representative of the bulk of the area you're trying to manage. Now, when you go to sample, make sure that you use a zigzag motion throughout your field and randomly take 10 samples. Once you have your 10 cores, make sure that you stir them vigorously and get a homogeneous sample for our bag. Please make sure to include all of the information on the bag because it is crucial that we do not lose your valuable test. You can also indicate whether you want to sample for all micronutrients and macronutrients, or just some of the simpler tests containing only a few of the essential nutrients. I always recommend that we at least test for boron and sulfur in our climate because both of them tend to be deficient with the amount of rain that we see. Remember, a lab analysis is going to give you the best indication of how much lime you require because lime is a very complex chemical reaction within the soil, and depending on the characteristics of your soil, it will indicate how much lime is required. A sandy soil is going to take less lime than a heavy soil with lots of clay. So just things to keep in mind. There's a lot of value in a soil test. Please see one of our country stores for more details. And remember, the test is the best way to determine what you really need and that you're spending your dollars wisely.